welcome to Storyboard. This is Shibani Gharat. Rohit Ohri, the erstwhile CEO of Densu Asia Pacific, took over as Group Chairman and CEO of FCB Ulka. Ohri speaks to Storyboard editor Anant Rangaswamy on his plans for the agency's growth, on how he views the changes in the global advertising business, and on his thoughts on dealing with the challenges that come with these changes. Let's take a look at the conversation.
To begin with, I want to ask you, what are the challenges you face based on global changes in the business itself?
So one of the big changes in the advertising business and larger brand marketing business is really about the volatility of the market. And today, brands and marketers are seeing fierce velocity there. And they say loyalty of consumers is dead, and you have a whole spectrum around this whole thing about online advertising and how that actually changes. So there's a here and now in the advertising. There's a real time advertising context that is being set up. So how do you deal with those challenges? And I think the key thing is really about not waiting for these volatilities to subside, but to say that how do I charter a path in this choppy waters? What is it that I can do and still maintain course and not lose track of what we are setting out to do on a larger objective? I think that's the fundamental big thing that we need to look at, because this is the new reality. This is the way we are going to be working. This is the way we are going to be creating brands. It's not going to change. This VUCA world is here to stay. So how do you actually make a difference, connect with consumers in this context in an everyday way is really very, very important.
Right. Almost a corollary of that is, if the world is changing so much dramatically towards online, towards digital, towards the new VUCA world, one of the problems is that a lot of the talent in agencies, not just yours, is ill qualified for that new world. So talent must be very high on your agenda to deal with the changes.
Absolutely, and I think to a great extent, this has been a full race that has been run. And I've just come from Densu, and one of the big things that the Densu brand used to talk about globally was always about the fact that the Western agencies have actually splintered themselves into silos, whereas Densu is a brand, and perhaps because of the way Japanese clients are, really has always stayed bundled. And in the race, actually, Densu was an agency that was left behind, but today everybody seems to be coming back to that same the agency was, which is this whole thing of bundling services together. And I think that requires a certain degree of understanding of how all the elements in the marketing mix, all the elements of a communication connection plan work. And very few of the young people that we have in the business today have that understanding, quite honestly. We've grown up in a consolidated agency, but in today's context, I think everyone thinks that I have only one piece of that jigsaw puzzle, that one part of the elephant. That's the part that I need to figure out about. The rest somebody else is wondering about.
So you're part of this suggestion that of all these changes is forced by the changes at the marketer end. So how do you see the new marketer, especially in India? What are his new demands and which are forcing changes in the communication business?
So what I've seen is that over a period of time, I think what a lot of the marketeers want is really in today's context a famous campaign, right? A famous campaign that gives a high-speed fame to the brand versus we will build the brand over a period of time.
Right.
Everything is collapsed in terms of time. So you want quick turnaround. You want that one silver bullet which will give you be the talk of the town. Everybody is talking of that campaign and sharing that campaign, and the brand is really taking off. So what everybody is looking at, and I think that's the balance that we need, is while you do need those magical campaigns. You also need a lot of sustained brand building effort. You need investment behind the brand over a period of time versus saying, I will come in with fireworks and then go silent. What is it that and how do we approach that, I think, is really going to be the big challenge for marketers, keeping in mind budgets, keeping in mind, we have properties today which kind of tend to suck away, an IPL could suck away the brand's entire budget,
right,
and then you have no money left for the rest of the year. So how do you do that? I think in today's context, I think there are many channels to actually do that, but that's a big challenge.
Taking from what you're saying, FCB Ulka over the years has been very good at one half of the business you're talking about, which is they're short of silver bullets, let's face it. So that's going to be obviously one big challenge for you. So that requires a cultural change as opposed to just, like you've said in another interview, not one person or two people.
Yeah.
So what are the challenges there and how do you deal with that?
The amazing thing is that in this 1 week in FCB Ulka, I feel really comfortable in this agency, and it's not something that I'm saying very lightly or I'm just saying it because it sounds good on television, but it's really true of the kind of people that are there in this organization. I think they're all genuine, honest, with a great deal of integrity. They're really nice people to work with, and I think, to my mind, that fundamentally is 90% of the job done.
Right.
Because if you have the right kind of talent, it's just a question of orienting them again, saying that, okay, this is the way we are looking at, not this, right? So saying that this is what we want to chase. I think fundamentally FCB Ulka has always been very strongly as a marketing consultant, right? So the creative focus has been an outcome of that marketing intervention. I think in today's context we need to balance that, saying that the creative intervention and the marketing intervention both need to be equally important, not one over the other, but what we do in terms of finally we have a solid understanding of the market, we have a solid understanding of great insights, but taking that forward into really truly memorable campaigns is really something that we need to kind of do. Having said that, I think FCB Ulka has in its history some absolutely fabulous commercials, and a lot of it that is coming back to me now because I'm going through the brands and the reviews and I'm seeing there's certain things that the agency has done. Not really, everybody hasn't celebrated it. As an agency, FCB Ulka has been a very self-effacing agency. It's never really stood at the top of the mountain and said, I did this and I did this and we did this and we did that. So I think that bit really is something that I hope to change. At least, I think the good bits and stuff that the agency has done, I think the world needs to know.
Right. So all the best, Rohit, and
Thank you so
hope
much.
to talk to you 1 year from now and review all the changes you've done.
I'm interested. I would love to be. I wish I could only see what I would say 1 year from now. I'm really excited about this opportunity. So thank you so much.
Well, there is a lot on his plate, so here is wishing Ohri all the best. It is time for us to slip into a short break.